What do you make of the recent elections in South Africa? How do you interpret what happened there?
Well, I interpret it in the sense that the Afrikaners, so the Boer in the countries, are moving into a lager, which is what they usually do. And it's a show that they're determined to fight to establish or perpetuate and entrench white domination in the country, you know, until the end. If they have to die fighting for that, they will die fighting for that.
So that means, based on what happened in that election, that a peaceful solution to South Africa's problems is impossible?
Well, I think so, because the Boers really, in fact, they are determined to fight to the bitter end, you know, and because of that, I think under the present circumstances, a peaceful solution to South Africa is impossible. And in actual fact, we can no longer talk about a peaceful solution because there's violence existing presently in South Africa.
We've had Desmond Tutu on the show, and he said that if he was young in South Africa, he wouldn't pay any attention to Desmond Tutu's because the new generation want dramatic change and they want it now. Well, you're the new young generation. Do you think Desmond Tutu's approach is wrong? Is violence the way to get what the blacks want in South Africa?
I don't think, you know, I'm speaking for myself as a youth. I don't think even the youth would like to see violence inside the country, but they have been forced by the system because the system is a violent system. And when you trace a peaceful negotiation, it goes back not even from 1912 when the ANC was established, go way back into the 1880s. You know, the African National Convention, both John Tengo Jabavu tried peaceful negotiation with the British, you know, when they offered franchise if they would become Christians or educated, and those promises were never fulfilled, but instead, you know, segregatory laws were instituted. They tried that from the 1880s right up to the moment. You know, blacks in South Africa have tried peaceful negotiation. And I'm sure the youth now are tired of, you know, always talking and being met with a bullet, you know, or shamboked or tear gassed or being sent to prison. So they feel the only way left out for them is to go out in the streets, use rocks, use petrol bombs, or go out to the bush and get training.
All right. Last week they used bombs in front of a police station. 3 white policemen were killed. But in that same incident, 9 civilians were injured, including blacks. If blacks are to be killed in the fight against whites, is it a cost you're prepared to pay? Is it really worth it?
Well, it is unfortunate that when with violence, you know, innocent civilians, you know, are going to be hit or caught in the crossfire. But I think in any kind of revolutionary war, there are innocent souls that have to pay, you know, with their blood, you know. And I think the youth, although they might try to, you know, they would like to avoid that, but it's unavoidable. You know, because hitting at the enemy, you are bound to hit at your own people because there's no place where the enemy is sitting there separated. Your
stepmother, Winnie Mandela, came out with a very controversial remark a while back. She talked about, with our matches and our necklaces, we shall liberate this country. Well, the necklaces are the tires that they set on fire and put around people. And it's usually blacks doing this against blacks. And although the violence in South Africa is abhorrent to everybody, I think what's most difficult for people outside South Africa to understand is why blacks would kill other blacks. Do you condone that?
I don't condone the necklace, you know, but I think that the necklacing of blacks is a direct result of the apartheid system. I will still maintain that. And people should realize that the blacks that are being necklaced are not innocent victims, and the people who do the necklacing, bloodthirsty people. These are people who have been informers, who've informed about their own people to the Boers, and those people have been tortured, have been killed in prison, you know, or the town councillors, you know, who work hand in hand with the system to perpetuate the oppressive system in the city. And these people, these youth have gone to these people beforehand and warned them, resign from this position, stop being an informer, stop being, you know, a security person, you know, repeatedly, and they have refused, and then they are necklaced.
Your father, Nelson Mandela, has been in prison for 25 years now. Government has said he can go free. All he has to do is refute violence. He says, no, I will not do that. In other words, he says he'd rather stay in jail than go outside with these government terms. Do you agree with him on that? Would you rather see your father in jail than a free man who has refuted violence?
Why should he be released on condition that he renounce violence? Violence never came from that side. Violence came from the government side, you know. And for him to be said you'll be released on condition that he will renounce violence, it is tantamount to saying that he should give up the struggle for the liberation of his own people. And that he's not prepared to do. And there I support him fully.
Thank you for talking with us.